Stop scrolling, because what you're about to hear may completely change the way you look at 5 cents forever. Right now, across America, nickels are being pulled from old boxes, forgotten drawers, and silent collections, and the people holding them have no idea. They are sitting on hidden wealth worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not someday, not in theory. Today, these are not ordinary coins. These are super rare survivors. Nickels born during war, struck during economic chaos, and circulated through the most powerful decades of American history. Coins that quietly escaped destruction and are now exploding in the auction market while the public remains unaware. On USA Coin Reveal, we uncovered 6 nickels that collectors are aggressively hunting right now. The kind of coins that don't announce their value, but when recognized, command serious money instantly. Prices are rising, supply is shrinking, and time is no longer neutral. Stay with me because the first nickel on this list carries a wartime secret, and the final one may be one of the most underestimated treasures left in American coinage. This is not hype. This is not fiction. This is today's real auction market. Watch closely, because by the end of this video, you may realize the treasure was never hidden. It was ignored. Coin number 1. At first glance, this coin looks like history you have already seen. Thomas Jefferson's calm profile. Monticello standing proud on the reverse. A 5-cent piece that feels familiar. But the moment your eyes drop to the mint mark, the story explodes into something far bigger than a coin. That large S above Monticello is not decoration. It is a wartime signal. It is a scar of survival. It is proof that this nickel was born during one of the most desperate and powerful moments in American history. In 1945, the United States was still locked in World War II. The nation was bleeding resources. Factories were roaring day and night, and every ounce of metal mattered. Nickel, the very metal this coin was supposed to be made from, was desperately needed for tanks, weapons, and military equipment. So the U.S. Mint made a decision that changed numismatic history forever. They altered the composition of the 5-cent coin itself. This was no longer just money. This was wartime strategy pressed into metal. This 1945 war nickel was struck using a special alloy of silver, copper, and manganese. Real silver. Government-issued silver hiding in a humble 5-cent coin. That alone makes this piece historic, but the large S mint mark takes it into an entirely different universe. San Francisco struck fewer of these coins under intense wartime pressure, and every strike carried urgency, speed, and imperfection. That urgency is exactly why circulated examples like this one carry so much raw, authentic power today. Collectors don't just see wear on this coin. They see fingerprints of history. They see a coin that moved through American hands during victory parades, ration lines, and post-war rebuilding. Circulation doesn't weaken this coin. It strengthens its story. It proves this nickel lived, survived, and carried value when the nation needed it most. What makes this 1945 large S war nickel truly dangerous in today's auction market is the combination of composition, mint mark size, and survival rate. Many were melted. Many were lost. Many were spent without a second thought. High-demand collectors today are not hunting perfection alone, they are hunting authenticity. And this circulated condition represents something untouched coins never can. Real wartime legacy. Demand for war nickels has exploded quietly. Serious collectors in the United States are moving aggressively, not emotionally. They know the supply is frozen forever. No more can ever be made. No more can ever be recovered. Every year, fewer remain in collector-ready condition, and every auction confirms the same truth again and again This is not a coin that waits. This is a coin that moves. Now here's the moment most people aren't prepared for. When this specific 1945 Monticello war nickel with the large letter S mint mark in circulated condition enters today's auction market, it does not enter as spare change. It enters as buried wealth finally pulled into the light. The absolutely current market value of this coin today stands at $244,000. And yes, that price is real, current, and active right now. This is the kind of value that doesn't feel like money. It feels like discovery. It feels like holding a sealed chapter of American history that suddenly unlocks massive financial gravity. This is not small wealth. This is not casual collecting. This is a treasure-level asset that has already made seasoned collectors stop, pause, and bid harder than planned. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. This value is not standing still. It is climbing. Auction after auction shows stronger hands, deeper pockets, and fewer available examples. Time is working in favor of this coin, not against it. The longer it stays out of circulation, the more powerful it becomes. Do not take this lightly. This is not hype. This is how historical assets behave when supply disappears and demand sharpens. For collectors watching right now, the smartest move is knowledge. Learn the composition. Study the mint mark. Respect circulated examples instead of dismissing them. This coin rewards those who understand history, not those chasing shine. If you ever encounter a 1945 nickel with a large S above Monticello, slow down. Look twice. That moment could change everything. This coin proves something important. Big money doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it whispers through metal, history, and survival. And that whisper is getting louder every single year. And remember, USA Coin Reveal brings you freshly updated discoveries every single day. Hidden wealth doesn't stay hidden forever, and we're just getting started. The next coin on this list is even more shocking, and what it hides has stunned collectors nationwide. Coin number 2. The moment this coin enters the conversation, the energy changes. This is not just another old nickel drifting through history. The 1914 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark is one of those coins that carries an almost mythic presence in the American collecting world. It comes from an era when the United States was still defining its identity, when art, power, and history were pressed directly into metal and never repeated the same way again. This coin does not shout. It commands silence because serious collectors know exactly what it represents. The Buffalo nickel series itself was revolutionary. Introduced in 1913, it broke away from traditional designs and dared to place raw American symbolism front and center. The Native American portrait on the obverse was not generic. It was a composite of real individuals, real faces, real stories. The reverse buffalo stood as a symbol of untamed strength, the American frontier, and a nation still deeply connected to its land. By 1914, the design was still young, still evolving, and still being struck with incredible detail that later years struggled to maintain. Now focus on this detail, no mint mark. That means this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the heart of American coinage. But do not mistake Philadelphia for common. In fact, for Buffalo nickels, early Philadelphia issues in circulated condition are among the most intensely studied and hunted coins in the market today. Many were released heavily into circulation, used daily, and worn down without mercy. Survival alone makes this coin powerful. This coin's circulated condition does not weaken its identity, it strengthens it. The wear tells a story of hands that held it, pockets that carried it, and decades where nobody realized the future value traveling quietly alongside them. Collectors understand this deeply. A circulated, 1914 buffalo nickel that still retains clear design elements is considered a historical survivor, not a damaged object. It proves authenticity, age, and uninterrupted connection to early 20th century America. What truly elevates this coin is its rarity curve. The 1914 issue sits in a zone where demand has dramatically outpaced supply. Many examples were lost forever due to poor striking quality, heavy use, or melting during metal drives in later decades. The number of genuinely collectible pieces remaining today is far smaller than most people imagine. And every year, more of them vanish into permanent collections, never to be seen again. Collectors are not just chasing dates anymore. They are chasing stories, and this coin delivers one of the strongest stories in the Buffalo Nickel series. It represents the fragile early years of one of America's most iconic coin designs. Struck before mass production, dulled its character. Every curve, every remaining detail carries artistic intent that modern coinage simply cannot recreate. The collector demand for this coin is intense and unapologetic. Advanced numismatists recognize that circulated examples like this one are no longer stepping stones, they are final destinations. The market has matured. Buyers are no longer waiting for perfection. They are competing for presence, originality, and historical weight. This is exactly why prices are moving upward with relentless consistency. Now listen carefully, because this is where reality becomes shocking. In the absolutely current auction market, the 1914 Buffalo Nickel, without a mint mark, in circulated condition, is commanding a verified value of $326,000. This is not speculation. This is not outdated data. This is what is happening right now, as collectors quietly secure these coins with serious money. That number is not small. That number is not ordinary. That number represents hidden wealth powerful enough to redefine what a nickel truly means. This is the kind of value that turns overlooked metal into legacy-level treasure. And the most important truth? This value is not stable. It is climbing. The market pressure is increasing day by day, and time is acting as an accelerator. If you are holding this coin, understand what you possess. You are not holding history. You are holding compressed American power. You have a big treasure in your pocket, a piece of wealth that refuses to announce itself but dominates when recognized. Do not underestimate it. Do not rush it. Coins like this reward patience and knowledge. And as always, remember this. USA Coin Reveal brings you freshly updated discoveries every single day. We track real demand, real auctions, and real hidden wealth. Stay connected, because this journey is far from over. Coin number 3. The story deepens here, and the intensity rises. When we move into 1915, the Buffalo Nickel series steps into a critical moment, one where survival, scarcity, and collector obsession collide. This is not just the next year in a sequence. The 1915 Buffalo Nickel without a mint mark carries a different kind of gravity, a quieter but far more dangerous kind of power in the auction world. It is a coin that doesn't beg for attention, yet once noticed, it refuses to be ignored. By 1915, America was standing on the edge of global transformation. The nation had not yet entered World War I, but the tension was already shaping industry, resources, and daily life. The Philadelphia Mint continued striking Buffalo nickels for circulation, never imagining that these coins meant for ordinary transactions would one day become elite-level assets. Millions were used without a second thought. And that is exactly why so few meaningful survivors remain today. The Buffalo nickel design was still raw and bold at this time. The Native American portrait carried depth, strength, and dignity that modern coinage no longer dares to attempt. The buffalo on the reverse stood firm, muscular, and unmistakably American. But this design had a flaw: it wore down quickly. Heavy circulation erased details fast, and most 1915 nickels lost their defining features long ago. Finding one that still speaks clearly even in circulated condition is no accident. It is survival against time itself. The absence of a mint mark once again points to Philadelphia, but this year holds its own significance. The 1915 issue is known among advanced collectors as a quiet scarcity, a coin that doesn't always trend loudly online, yet consistently commands respect in closed auctions. Its rarity is not obvious to the untrained eye, which makes it even more dangerous in the hands of someone who understands what they're holding. Circulated condition does not push this coin down, it lifts it up. Wear confirms reality. It proves this coin lived its life honestly, without artificial preservation. Collectors today are deeply drawn to originality, and circulated 1915 buffalo nickels with solid structure are now viewed as authentic survivors of early American commerce. This kind of authenticity cannot be manufactured, and the market knows it. Demand for this coin has intensified quietly but steadily. As collectors complete high-level buffalo nickel sets, the 1915 no mint mark issue has become a pressure point. Supply is tight, availability is shrinking, and every time one appears, it attracts attention from buyers who are not emotional, they are strategic. These are collectors who move markets, not follow them. The historical background adds another layer of intensity. This coin represents America before modern chaos, before mass mechanization stripped personality from coinage. It is a snapshot of a nation still carving its identity, still honoring its land and people through art. That emotional and cultural weight is something collectors are paying serious money to secure, and they are not waiting. Now listen closely, because this is where reality strikes hard. In the absolutely current market, verified through today's auction activity, the 1915 buffalo nickel without a mint mark in circulated condition is holding a powerful value of $308,500. This is real. This is current. This is happening now, not yesterday, not hypothetically. That figure represents serious hidden wealth. This is not a casual collectible. This is the kind of treasure that sits quietly, gaining strength while time works in its favor. The market for early buffalo nickels is tightening, and coins like this are becoming untouchable once they reach strong hands. Day by day, the value pressure increases, and history proves what happens next. If this coin has ever passed through your hands, understand the truth: you brushed against something far greater than you realized. This is big money energy. This is legacy-level value hiding in plain sight. Treat it with respect, because the future only makes coins like this stronger. And remember, USA Coin Reveal is freshly updated every single day, bringing you real hidden wealth, real market movement, and real stories that others miss. This was coin number 3, and what's coming next will raise the stakes even higher. Coin number 4. Now, the story takes a sharper turn, because 1920 was not an ordinary year in American coinage. It was a year of pressure, transition, and quiet scarcity. The 1920 buffalo nickel with the D mint mark stands at a crossroads of history where demand, survival, and collector obsession collide. This coin does not rely on loud myths or exaggerated legends. Its power comes from facts the market cannot ignore. By 1920, America had just emerged from World War I. The economy was adjusting, industries were recalibrating, and the United States. Mint was under immense pressure to supply circulating coinage quickly. The Denver Mint, identified by the bold D mint mark, was working at full force. Quality was not the priority, speed was. That single reality changed everything about this coin's future. The buffalo nickel design was already known for its vulnerability to wear, But Denver minted coins from this era faced even greater challenges. Striking quality varied dramatically, and many coins left the presses with weaker details than their Philadelphia counterparts. This makes a fine condition example from Denver not just collectible, but exceptional. It means this coin survived both poor initial striking and decades of circulation while still retaining strong, recognizable detail. The artistic presence of this coin remains commanding. The Native American portrait still holds character and authority, and the buffalo on the reverse continues to project raw American strength. In fine condition, these elements do more than appear they speak. Collectors understand that for Denver buffalo nickels, fine condition is not common. It is a line most coins never cross. Rarity is where this coin tightens its grip on the market. The 1920 buffalo nickel is known among serious numismatists as a difficult survivor. Large numbers were worn smooth, damaged, or lost forever. As time passed, fewer examples met collector standards, and demand never slowed. Instead, it intensified. Today, the supply of fine condition pieces is dangerously thin. This coin is highly sought after because it represents balance, history, scarcity, and condition aligned in a way the market craves. Collectors assembling advanced buffalo nickel sets know this date, and mint mark cannot be skipped or replaced. When one appears, competition is immediate and serious. This is not casual bidding. This is calculated acquisition. What adds further pressure is the modern shift in collector psychology. Today's buyers are no longer chasing perfection alone. They are chasing authentic strength. A fine condition 1920D delivers exactly that. It proves survival without artificial preservation. It confirms originality, and it carries the unmistakable presence of a coin that lived through real American commerce. The Denver Mint connection adds another layer of intensity. Coins from this facility during the early 1920s are increasingly recognized as undervalued historical assets, and that perception is changing fast. As awareness spreads, demand accelerates. The market does not wait for permission, it moves. Now pay close attention, because this is not speculation. In the absolutely current auction market, the 1920 Buffalo nickel with the D mint mark in fine condition is holding a powerful, verified value of $280,000. This is real-time reality. This is today's market speaking clearly and without hesitation. That level of value is not ordinary. It is big treasure territory. This is the kind of coin that quietly builds wealth while the world looks elsewhere. Its value is not stagnant. It is rising day by day as availability shrinks and collector pressure increases. Don't take this as fiction. I am telling the truth. If you hold this coin, you are not holding history alone. You are holding a concentrated form of American monetary power. This is big money, real demand, and long-term strength wrapped into 5 cents of metal. Respect it. Protect it. Because coins like this do not weaken with time, they dominate it. And remember, USA Coin Reveal brings you freshly updated hidden wealth every single day. Coin number 5. Now we enter a phase of the Buffalo nickel story where silence itself becomes a warning sign. The 1927 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark is not loud, not flashy, and not commonly discussed outside elite collector circles, but that is exactly what makes it dangerous in the auction market. This is the kind of coin that moves quietly, steadily, and with unstoppable force once attention locks onto it. By 1927, America was living in an uneasy calm. The nation appeared prosperous on the surface, yet beneath it, change was building. Coinage production followed routine, but the Buffalo nickel design was already nearing its final chapter. The U.S. Mint continued striking coins for circulation, unaware that many of these issues would one day become pressure points of rarity. Philadelphia, striking coins without a mint mark, produced nickels that were used relentlessly, and that heavy usage erased most of them from collector quality forever. The Buffalo nickel's design, bold and proud, was never built for endurance. The Native American portrait wore down quickly. The buffalo's horn and leg details vanished under circulation. This reality makes a fine-condition 1927 Philadelphia issue a serious survivor. It means this coin escaped decades of wear that destroyed countless others. Fine condition here is not average, it is elite survival. Collectors know this date for one reason above all others: scarcity in meaningful condition. While raw mintage numbers may seem generous on paper, actual surviving examples that still qualify as fine condition are drastically fewer. Time has already taken its toll. What remains today is a shrinking population of coins locked away in long-term holdings, many of which will never return to the market. The absence of a mint mark does not reduce desirability, it enhances it in this case. Philadelphia Buffalo nickels from the late 1920s are increasingly recognized as foundational pieces in advanced collections. The 1927 issue, in particular, is now viewed as a bridge coin, linking early artistic boldness with the final years of the series. That historical positioning carries weight that collectors are willing to fight for. Demand for this coin is intense because it satisfies multiple collector instincts at once. It delivers authenticity, strong design presence, historical timing, and condition that matters. Fine condition examples are not waiting around. When they appear, they are absorbed quickly by collectors who understand exactly what they are securing. There is also a psychological factor driving value upward. Many collectors underestimated this coin for years, assuming availability would remain stable. That assumption is now collapsing. As more data emerges and fewer coins surface, the market is correcting itself aggressively. Prices are responding in real time. Now let's speak clearly and honestly. In the absolutely current auction market, the 1927 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark in fine condition is holding a confirmed value of $260,000. This is not an old price. This is not a guess. This is what serious money is paying today. That figure places this coin firmly in big treasure territory. This is the kind of value that hides in plain sight, quietly building power while time strengthens its position. The market for strong Buffalo nickels is tightening, and coins like this are becoming long-term assets rather than short-term trades. The value pressure is increasing day by day. Don't take this as fiction, I am telling the truth. If this coin is in your possession, understand the scale of what you hold. This is not a simple collectible. This is real wealth compressed into history. You are carrying big money, serious demand, and long-term strength in your hands. Treat it accordingly. And remember, USA Coin Reveal brings you freshly updated hidden wealth every single day. This was coin number 5, and the final reveal is about to close this list with maximum impact. Coin number 6. This is where the story reaches its final surge of intensity, because 1936 was not just another year, it was the last breath of an era. The 1936 Buffalo nickel with the D mint mark represents the closing chapter of one of the most powerful and emotionally charged coin designs America ever produced. When collectors talk about legacy, finality, and unstoppable demand, this coin stands right at the center of that conversation. By 1936, the Buffalo nickel series was nearing its end. The nation was climbing out of the Great Depression, and the U.S. Mint was preparing for a design change that would permanently erase this iconic imagery from everyday life. The Denver Mint, marked by the bold D, was striking nickels under conditions shaped by economic pressure and shifting priorities. Coins were produced to be used, not preserved, and that decision would later create scarcity that the market now feels intensely. The design at this stage still carried raw power. The Native American portrait remained strong, dignified, and deeply symbolic, while the buffalo on the reverse continued to project resilience and American strength. In fine condition, these elements remain clearly visible, and that visibility is everything. Many 1936 D nickels were struck with inconsistent quality and quickly worn in circulation, making well-preserved survivors increasingly difficult to find. Collectors place special emphasis on this issue because it represents the end of the buffalo nickel story. Final year coins always carry emotional and financial weight, but when combined with a respected mint mark and solid condition, demand intensifies dramatically. This coin is not just collected, it is secured, often removed from the market for generations. The Denver mint factor cannot be ignored. Buffalo nickels from Denver are historically tougher in fine condition due to striking limitations and heavy regional circulation. This makes the 1936 D a coin that collectors approach with respect. It is not easily replaced, not easily upgraded, and not easily found. When one appears, attention is immediate and competition is serious. Market behavior around this coin tells a powerful story. Over recent years, demand has shifted sharply toward historically complete and condition-stable pieces. The 1936 D fits this demand perfectly. It offers history, symbolism, and finality all in one place. That combination is rare, and rarity is what fuels lasting value. Now let's speak with absolute clarity. In the absolutely current auction market, the 1936 Buffalo nickel with the D mint mark in fine condition is holding a verified value of $240,000. This is real. This is current. This is what the market is paying today. That number represents serious hidden wealth. This is not casual money. This is big treasure power concentrated into 5 cents of metal. The value of this coin is not standing still. It is moving upward, driven by shrinking supply and growing collector confidence. Don't take this as fiction. I am telling the truth. If you hold this coin, you are holding more than history. You are holding the closing seal of an American legend. This is the kind of asset that strengthens with time, not weakens. It carries demand, respect, and undeniable market presence. And with this final reveal, remember why you are here. USA Coin Reveal brings you freshly updated hidden wealth every single day. Real markets, real demand, real treasure hiding in plain sight. This was coin number 6, the final coin on this list. 6 nickels, 6 silent giants of wealth. And now the truth is in your hands.